be bright. Sometimes I got change my mind, sometimes I got stay behind, sometimes I will have to say no.
Recording. Okay. So you're doing what most people do. Hey, Data, I see you. So you're doing what most people do. Go ahead and start. And it's like you start building a 12-story building and you have not really set out your plan on how to get it done. So today, if you get a piece of brick, you put it down. Tomorrow, if it is a rod that comes, you put it down. Next tomorrow, if it's a roofing sheet that comes, you put it down. What is that building going to look like? It's not going to have a shape, neither is it going to have a good structure. So really, you need to start. All of this is in your head. I'm sure clearly that you don't have a written down plan for how you achieve it on your goals. You don't have these goals. Do you have these goals written down?
To an extent, I've written down some part of it already. I've written down how to build my own art stuff, but it's still not fully clearly defined because almost every time it changes with the way I see things working.
Okay. So what do you have? Tell me what you have. Tell me what you have put down.
Okay. I put down. How will I even explain itself? Okay, my first mission actually was to get myself an art studio. Okay. So that was my first mission, to get myself an art studio so that I can have more space to do more larger works that can earn more pay. And also have a place where I can also teach people. You get that stuff. Have a place where I can have my own studio for both teaching and for selling works and advertising my works. So I had to get an art studio. That was my first plan. Get myself an art studio. Get myself art equipment where I could use to host my online and offline classes. I've already started on that part of getting myself equipment. There's a camera and the tripod and some other stuff where I can start teaching online. And what other part again? Then I don't know how to arrange it, but I had a goal for this year, a financial goal for this year, so that I could use that goal to then affect some of all these things I've just mentioned.
Does your current plan seem like you would achieve that goal?
No, it's looking somewhat like this particular time I don't want to achieve, because I was looking at bringing in some, like, every month, how much I was supposed to be earning every month, and then it didn't work out that way. So it's more or less like, unless a miracle happens, it's not going to work out this year.
So, to be frank, right, the miracle is going to start with you, really.
Yes.
That miracle starts from basic. So it's like you want to go out, right? When you want to go out each day, what happens? If let's say you have like now, okay, you have an exhibition to go to. You don't just wake up and go for the exhibition, do you?
No,
you don't do that. So what do you do in an exhibition? You get ready. You already have in mind, okay, how many paintings am I going to go with? What's my means of transportation? How am I going to raise the funds to transport myself there? What is the goal? What am I trying to achieve by going to this exhibition? You have all of that. And then you don't just have that at the back of your mind. You now go ahead and start creating those paintings and then start taking action. But first of all, you cannot start painting without knowing how many you want to go with, right? You might end up with too many or too little, right? You cannot say, okay, I will go to Lagos, and then you don't know how am I going to fly? Can my paintings be carried along? Am I going to waybill my paintings there? You cannot do that. If you don't have that in mind, you're going to run into problems, right? So here's where it starts. Every building starts with a solid foundation, and that solid foundation is a plan. So the thing is, as people that are interested in business or do business, what happens with us most of the time is we jump in, right? We have this brainwave that, man, this is fantastic, and we're jumping, and then it only lasts as long as the next brainwave comes, right? And that's practically what you're doing right now. When the next brainwave comes, you put what you've been thinking about in one corner, and then you go on to the next, which is not the best way to approach things. Everything you want to achieve is possible. The financial goals are possible. The amount of revenue you want to be able to generate every single month is actually possible, and it can actually be increased exponentially beyond what you're doing. Okay, now you're running as a technician. You could nail your part down, and you could be able to bring other people that are technicians like you, but do not have the business wherewithal to get to work with you, and then you become the businessman instead of the technician. You could do all of that, but it all starts with the smallest bit. That smallest bit is having a clear plan. Now, the clear plan you need to have would have what your overall vision is, long-term, short-term, right? To have what your overall vision is, when you paint, the question is, you need to identify who you want to paint for, right? Who do you paint for? Do you paint for yourself, or do you paint for, do you paint for the people that are high up the ladder in society? Are you painting for middle-class people? Are you painting for just anybody, or the kind of paintings we see on the streets? Are you painting collectors kind of items? Or are you painting because you love spaces being beautiful and you would like to see your painting sitting in some of the most beautiful homes in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, across Nigeria, across the world? So why do you paint? All of that comes to play when you start talking about painting, right? So when you look at all of that, you can now determine, okay, who am I painting for? You might be painting for all these categories I mentioned. So you have to also look at, okay, for these categories, what can they afford, right? And what quality do they require? And how can I now, if I understand this set of people, how can I get to them? Where are they? How do I identify them? How do I reach them? Okay, how can I get to them to make sure I put my paintings in front of them? Okay, then you have to think also and say, okay, I want my revenue every month to say be 500,000 or 1 million. The question is, how many paintings? Ankara Fashion Gallery, I see you. How many paintings do I need to sell every month to be able to make my target of 1 million naira, for example, right? And can I make that amount of painting, or do I need support to make that kind of that amount of painting? Okay, then what's my sales strategy, right? Am I going to be selling online? Am I going to be going to fairs, right? Am I going to be going to exhibition? Am I going to host my own meets in my own studio and create what we call an experiential marketing strategy, where people come for drinks or whatnot, they see my paintings, and then as they see it, they get to buy, they get to appreciate, they get to tell others about it, right? That's an entire strategy on how I'm going to market and how I'm going to sell, right? Then if I do that, if I have that in mind, once I'm able to nail that strategy down, then what do I need? How much do I need? What finances do I need? Do I currently have that amount of finance? Or am I going to do, is there something I need to do to be able to get that amount of finance? Where do I start? What are my milestones? Okay, the next 3 months, achieve this. Okay, the next 3 months, let me work hard at getting commission projects to be able to raise 500,000, 1 million, to be able to set this and this and this up. Is my brand registered, right? What am I known for? Where can I put my collection, right? So there are two ways to it. It's not about selling. Who can my collections be associated with that will create more prestige for my brand? What's my brand name? You see all this thing I'm talking about? They look like jargon. But just imagine that you're able to put all of this down and think what that would do for you. What it will mean is, it will mean that you are operating out of your own playbook, right? So your playbook, you don't have to be thrown to the wind. Okay, this one said this today, you jump there. That one said that today, you jump there. The other one. So here's what will happen. You will just be living what I call, you'll practically be living hand to mouth. This month I made sales, so you have some money. Next month there's no sale, you don't have money, because there's no clear-cut strategy on how your money will be coming. So you don't know what activities do you need to be doing on a daily that would make sure that your money comes, right? What activities are you going to be doing on a weekly? And for these activities, if you set goals, okay, online, I want to sell 5, offline, I want to sell these numbers. How can you work yourself against each target to say, okay, online, since I need to sell 5, what am I going to do this month? Okay, I'm going to run sponsored ads. Okay, I'm going to do influencer marketing. Okay, I'm going to be posting every day. You get me? Or hey, I'm going to get a secretary, I pay 20K to handle all of this for me while I focus on drawing. Or for the first 2 months, I'm going to do them myself. Afterwards, I'm going to focus on drawing. Are you getting me? So,
clearly.
So you have to go back to your drawing board. And that drawing board is have a plan. And having a plan means, I'm sure you go through my page, of course, and you see that I talk about a plan. People don't, and you don't want to hear how much I've lost because I failed to put down a plan. You don't want to hear. Yeah, you don't want to hear. I've lost tons of money, millions upon millions. You said?
You already said I don't want to hear now.
You want to hear? I don't even calculate it, by the way.
I don't want to hear.
No jokes. The money I've lost is in tons of millions, is in millions, right? I even have an app I never launched because yes, I had a plan, right? But what really failed was my market analysis for that app was not on point.
Wow.
You understand? So the app was going to ride off something I was working on. But by the time I was to launch, somebody else was launching a similar app. So I watched the market reaction to that app. And when I saw the market reaction to that app, guess what? I did not even launch mine. Because when I looked at it, the scenarios did not pan out for me well. You understand? So I saw that there were loopholes in my own market analysis, and that was where the problem was. The app is there sitting. I want to modify the app for something else, right? But just to let you know, that app I spent how much? Spent almost $1 million to build the app. It's still sitting there. It's not used for anything. And I built the app for both Android and iOS, by the way, not just Android. So that's just to give you an example of how expensive it can be. And let's not talk about the multiple millions in other areas. So Michael, here's what I'll tell you to do, right? Learn how to write a plan. That's where you have to start. Now, this is not a sales pitch, but I'm going to give you 2 ways, right? One, you can do a couple of research online to see how to get business plan templates, right? And then use that to develop a plan. That is one. That is your do-it-yourself pattern. You need a plan. Start there. Then 2, right? 2 is I have a session on business plans coming up shortly. It's going to happen, I think, next week, Saturday, 7 days from now, next week, Saturday, right? That class is worth 50K, right? However, I'm actually discounting it, and I'm discounting it by 90%, and it's going to be out for just 5K. What I do in that class is very simple. I'm going to write a business plan with you. I'm going to write a business plan live with everyone in the class. And I'm going to give you all the templates I use, right? So you can reference how I write it, how I make my analysis, and then I'll give you the templates and all the necessary headers you need, such that instead of thinking of business plans, I have business plan for one of my business that I've never completely read because somebody wrote it for me. And to write a business plan, if you go to say write a business plan for me, typically you should be spending up above 100 grand to get that done. Okay. If you want to buy templates alone, templates will cost you from 10K upwards. In short, I know templates that someone is selling for 25,000. You get me? But this is practically giveaway, right? And it's going to go for just 5K. It's 50% discount off. And that is going to be available. Okay, the link will be going up today for that. I would advise you get it. Now, one thing you will do, you can do immediately is while you think of getting it or not getting it, right? One thing you can do immediately is tell yourself, I need a plan. You can start by.
I'm getting you.
You said?
Sorry, I something disrupted your voice. So I didn't really get it.
I said the first thing you will tell yourself is that I need a plan. You need a plan. That's number one. And then you can start by asking yourself, what do I want to achieve in this business? Right? So
yes, sir.
The way I take you through, if you want to understand what you want to achieve, tell yourself, if I could not fail, let's say failure would never happen, right? What do you want to achieve in the business? That's your vision. It can be stupid, no problem. It can be overreaching or too large, no problem. Okay, but you're going to break that down now. So what you want to achieve, a vision is a long-term plan, right? Then you're going to tell yourself, so what do I need to do to achieve it? So you need to set specific goals. You can start by setting goals for each month or each week. You start by setting goals for the month, start by setting goals you could set for the year is gone. So we can say for this last quarter, good enough, we're just in October 2nd. So October, November, December, how many paintings do you want to do? Write it down. How much do you want to make per month? Write it down.
Okay.
Then what are you going to be doing each day to be able to achieve it? Write it down. Now, you might not know all of that, but I believe as time goes on, all of that will be unraveled. Okay? So you need to have a target. Then the next thing you want to do also is write down, who do you want to sell your paintings to? Okay? I see you do, I think I saw your paintings now. They are pencil paintings primarily, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So who do you want to sell it to? Write it down. What's your price point? And by the way, this market, these people, is it affordable? So because okay, you shared your paintings with me, and when I looked at it, I said, okay, your paintings look nice. But let's say I want to do paintings for all my family, a family of 5, for example, right? Now it's already telling me I'm going to spend 250,000 or whatever from the sizing you talked about. So the question is, would I just want to spend 250K for that? And I could go ahead and compare with other people that make similar paintings. Okay, I might like colored paintings. So why would I spend 250K on yours alone when I could also do colored paintings as well?
Okay.
Okay. Then you also want to look at partnerships. So who do you want to partner with? So exhibition is great. I know this guy, for example, that sells paintings. His goal is very simple. He wants to put paintings in your home. So he sells paintings, but he also looks at painting as part of interior decor. So instead of you trying to sell your painting alone, you could immediately look at partnerships. So who are the best interior decor artists in PH, for example? And you can partner with them. So when they're trying to decorate people's houses, you are the source of painting. Okay. And if you are doing pencil painting, is that all you want to do? Or you want to bring in people into your pool? They don't work for you, but you could partner, and obviously you can get some subsidized rates. They could make other colored paintings so that your reach now becomes wider. And because your reach is wider, you can actually sell more. So you want to be able to look at least 5 to 10 interior decor people you want to reach out to and say, hey, I do this kind of painting and I think it's going to beautify spaces the way you try to beautify, right? So instead of them going just to buy paintings anywhere, you become their preferred partner to get paintings done. Okay. So while they are pitching their businesses to people, they're also pitching you, right? You say about decorating your house, we're going to get paintings, get this, get that, get that. So you become the source of painting. So that becomes, so you see, you could be selling online on your website. You could be selling on Instagram and Facebook and co. You could be selling to interior decor. You could be selling at exhibitions. See, that's 4 different areas, right? And you could also be reaching out to individuals, okay? High-ranking individuals to sell to. So you could have multiple channels, and for what you do, I can almost guarantee that you should be able to sell at least, 5 to 10 paintings every single month if you can make them, big or small. Okay. That is for a start. Okay, 5 to 10 paintings every month for a start at least. That I'm sure, if you tell yourself you want to be able to sell 10 paintings every month by December, it's doable. Now, it starts from a plan. Now, the plan is not going to sell the paintings. The plan means you have sat down and decided what your approach would be. And because you have decided what your approach would be, you have a roadmap that you are going to work with. Now, not everything would be perfect, right? But there will be opportunities to tweak them along the way as you go and as you learn. Learning would be your best bet here. You are a technician, you're good at what you do, but you need the other areas of support, especially the business arm of it, to be able to get it done. And really, I believe you can do something really good. But we can talk more, okay?
Okay, sir. We
can talk more because that is one way that you could really, for me, in my head, I could light bulbs are going off about the things I see that you could do. For example, really, just imagine you get a space with your paintings. And so, for example, at Quick Start Academy, one of the things we're planning is what we'll call, it's like a coffee hangout. And let's say the space we're using is decorated by your art, right? And all what we do is we're having our coffee hangout, we're having just, let's say, 20, 30 CEOs come to that space to sit down and talk business with each other. And then we'll have your paintings around. Guess what happens at the end of the day, right?
Yes, sir.
Interest comes in your painting. Doesn't mean anybody has to buy immediately, but
yes,
some might choose to buy, some might recommend, and again, your network increases, right? So if you meet 20, 30 CEOs, you know that they have reach as well. It's not like, please, come and buy my painting, but it's like a subtle way. We're having a coffee hangout, and everybody thinks it's just a coffee hangout, but beyond the coffee hangout, we are subtly marketing your paintings, right? And all of a sudden, that becomes an opportunity for you to expand your network and also sell more and reach out to more people. Okay, now that's, for example, I'm having that. There are people that do book readings in art galleries, right? They do book readings, they do play, they get the opportunity to host plays, and the lovers of art come together, and then that's also an opportunity. You could also host your own exhibition, by the way. Your exhibition could be whatever you call it. What you do is simple. You have light music, you've got games, you've got all sorts of stuff, and then you host your art, and not just your art, you could get some of your contemporaries also that to host their art with you, and then that becomes an opportunity for you to sell as well. Okay, so these are ways I think you could really solve some of your problems. But again, you go back to the plan. Okay, great. Ankara Fashion, how are you? So who's got if you've got a question from the IG, just drop, and I'll probably send you a request. Testis Place, what's up? Okay, Adego K, can you hear me? Adego K is muted here. I think, okay, can you hear me? Okay, so that was the discussion I was having with Michael. Michael is an artist. Okay, Michael is back. Okay, great. Michael, confirm you heard what I said, right? Okay, great. So Michael makes beautiful art, and he's looking at how to make sure he sells his art well. And he's told me some of the things he does to make sure he sells. And what we've just tried to do as part of this clinic is look at his methods and see how best he can properly set up himself to be able to succeed at what he does. He's good at his work, but again, being good at something is not enough. You need to look at the market. You need being good is not where you make money. You make money from being able to sell. Okay, and if you cannot sell whatever products you're creating, then you might just end up wasting your time. And I don't think anybody wants to go into business just to waste their time. Okay, so because that's not what to do, it's better to come up to work with a strategy that helps you sell. And sometimes when we use this big word strategy, some people mistake it to mean one big thing. It's not necessarily something so big. It could just be the plan you write. It's a very simple plan you put down to say, okay, this is how I want to be able to achieve what I want to be able to achieve. It's no different from you taking a trip and planning for that trip. It's no different from you wanting to host a birthday bash and planning for it. You want to host a birthday bash, you have to obviously, you need money, you need food, you need music. Putting all of that together can also help you achieve your goals. So really, it starts with planning. And I think I lost Michael for a bit. I think he's back now. Oh, you got any questions for me? I'm waiting. So, Michael, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
So did you get the last part I said?
You said are you asking if I had a question for you?
No, I was asking the guys on IG if they had a question, okay, if they had any question for me. But I was going to say, did you get what I said, right?
Yes, I get what you said. So
what is most important is not that somebody tells you anything. What is most important is that you take action on what has been said. So if you take action, then you can start seeing results. The results are only born out of action. The results don't fall from the sky. Okay? Results are born when you take action. If you fail to take action, then don't expect to get any results. There are people that learn and learn and learn and never get to the point where what they learn becomes useful because they don't actually end up taking action on what they have learned. Okay, so tell me, anything else you want to ask me or an area you will need some clarification on?
Well, really, I don't think there's anything right now. I think let me first start with what you've already said, and see then from there as anything develops.
Does that mean I get the free painting?
You've done a good work now. You get a free painting.
Okay, a small size painting, right?
Sir, you're not negotiating.
I know now. You know, when somebody says you get a free painting, you have to be sure. But anyway, I think I would like to see some of your work soon, really. And maybe we get the opportunity to discuss more. I think there are a couple of things I'm interested in there. So maybe we'll get to discuss more. You definitely need that business side to really manage. So, you say, how do you manage staff iteration as a startup? Let me know now. You want to come on live so that we can chat on audio? Hmm? If you want to come on live, just send me a request, okay? So that I can bring you on, and then we'll make this a live chat. So how do you manage staff iteration? So as a startup, so I know this happens a lot in a lot of businesses, and part of the challenge is, so how do you manage staff turnover? They come, they leave, they come, you train them, and when you think you have them on the hook, the next thing is they leave. So for me, it's really important it starts with how you recruit, right? How you recruit and who you recruit, okay? How you recruit, one is, what do you look out for when you are recruiting? And two, what kind of discussions you have with whoever you intend to recruit. For me, I wouldn't say I'm the best recruiter. However, I have some criteria I look out for. Number one, we have to look at, I look out for character when I want to recruit. I look out for desire and hunger. I look out for the individual's direction and purpose, because for staff to stay with you, it's not just because they are getting paid. They have to stay with you because they are also fulfilling some innate desires, okay? And I have to be able to see that the staff is getting satisfied in one way, even if it's not 100%, while I'm also getting value for the money I pay. So for example, I had someone some time ago, a lady I interviewed, and she was I loved her energy, right? I loved her energy. Her energy was superb. And she was ready to come work with me, because after we discussed, she really wanted to come work with me, but she was working somewhere else. And by the time we discussed, I was like, okay, so what are your goals? I knew that she told me where she wants to be. I looked at where she was working. She just started working there not long. Her energy was good. I would tell you, I would snap her in a bit without thinking twice. But I told her, for what you want to achieve, I think you should be where you want to be, where you are right now. And beyond that as well, you just started working here. I don't want you to jump from here to there, right? So I told her, just be there and work there, because I know while she might not think she's getting all she wants there, for the direction she wants her career to go and her life to go, she might enjoy working with me as a person, but she might not necessarily get or achieve that goal she wants for herself. So it was better for her to remain there. Eventually, she relocated out of Port Harcourt, okay? She's doing some other work. And when an opportunity came not too long ago, one of the things I did was to recommend her, to say, hey, I know this person does a great job. I recommended her for an opportunity, because someone reached out to me and said, hey, can you give me a referral? I know the person gave me a clear description of what they wanted, and I knew, okay, this lady fits the bill. I called her up and then I forwarded her contact, okay, to go for that opportunity. So when it comes to staffing, really, you have to look at it. And then there are also categories of staff that if you recruit, you just have to know that they are always going to be in transition. There are some people that when you recruit, you're going to know that maybe in a year or 2 or 6 months, some of them are maybe school leavers, and you know, okay, at some point they are going to say they want to go to school, they want to go learn a job. So you want to have clear discussions. Okay, what next for you? What's going to happen in the next 6 months? What's going to happen in the next 1 year? And the person tells you, okay, I'm doing this job really because I want to put some money together so I can get back to school. When are you planning to go to school? Okay, I want to go to school. My target is to go back to school in January. So when I have that kind of discussion, I know, okay, I've got 4 months with this person left. So what am I going to do to be able to fill in that position? Okay, it's one of the things I would not naturally do. So I think being open and having conversations helps a lot, because it takes away uncertainties from you. Are there going to be 1 or 2 staff that would just drop off? Yes. And sometimes when staff drop off, I want to have a conversation with them as well. Why are you leaving? Okay, tell me, just be open. Is it that I didn't manage you well? What happened? And sometimes they're able to tell you that, okay, no, for XYZ reason, I'm leaving. And if there's something that's not right with my organization, I want to look at it and say, okay, how can I correct it? I want to be able to be sensitive. When people are not happy, I want to be able to talk to them and know, okay, why are they not happy? Okay. I had an issue with one of my staff not long, and I noticed her energy was really, really down, and I was not getting the best out of her. And I knew her potential. I knew what she can achieve. And then I called her up and I'm like, what's up? This is not you. I know what you can do. And what's the challenge? And I also understood, okay, there were a couple of things around, okay, she's not being able to meet her needs and all of that. And we reached a discussion and an agreement on how to be able to help her meet her needs. And I can tell you that staff has been on going up. And I also had discussions with one of my staff again at some point that said, okay, I think XYZ is happening. I'm not happy about the situation and I want to leave. And I asked, okay, why do you want to leave? This. And we had conversations. So being open and having conversation is one great way that you can know. Even if somebody is going to leave, you would know, right? And you will know what time you have on your hand, and then you can work with that. There are some businesses that you know that staff turnover will be high. In those kind of businesses, what happens is very simple. You have to figure out a way to retain them. Okay, what kind of benefits can I give? Some people think I'll just hire staff and leave them. No, it doesn't work that way. So if I hire staff, for example, what kind of benefits do I want to give? Do they have medical coverage, right? Today now, medical coverage is highly democratized, such that I know there's probably one of the medical coverage that is just 1,500 naira per staff per month. Okay, so can I provide medical coverage for them? So if I pay that premium for them, let's say I pay 6 months or a year, what that means is, yes, business is a bit tough these days. You might not be able to pay all what you want to pay. However, so your staff has malaria, they don't have to spend almost all their salaries just to get treated, right? So those kind of benefits are things that might help you or help your staff see more benefit in what you do with them. And when they see that benefit, they might want to stay longer. Now, I do not expect, depending on the kind of business you do, you would not expect that all your staff will stay with you forever. Sometimes for them to make progress, they must move on. One of the things I tell my staff is, I would like you to leave if you are leaving for a better opportunity. So if you come to me tomorrow and say, I've got a new opportunity here, I think it's going to be fantastic for me, and I'll give you my blessings. My business should not hold you down from making progress. You should absolutely make progress, whether you work for me or not. So one of the things I would look out for is when there are opportunities like that, I want to tell them, hey guy, go for it. Really, really go for it. Because that is how you get things done. That is how you get more opportunities. When your staff know that you have their interests at heart and you don't just treat them like staff simply because you pay them money, you own them, that way you get the best out of them. But if you behave like you own them, at some point they are going to leave you, and that's just going to prove to you that you do not own them. They own themselves. They provide a service to you. So there are multiple ways to manage it, and each way is going to be peculiar with your business, with your person, and the identity you have created for you as the CEO within your business. There's a way you relate with them that it's open and they can come to you. There's a way you relate with them and it's not open and they don't come near you. They practically stay away from you. And maybe when they just want to stop working, they just stop working. They don't even show up. And that's the only way you know that they are not there. They're no longer working for you. So, Ohis, I hope that helps you, and I hope that helps you. Port Harcourt Logistics Network, I see you. Miss Sokolo, I see you there as well. So, Ohis, please reach out to me. Let me know. Does that does that solve your problem? Does that give you an idea of what to do? Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Let me see. Is there any other question for me here? I think I've hit the hour mark already. Any other question here before I go? I hit the hour mark already. So good thing today is, I think we talked to 2 different businesses, and that's the goal here. The goal is not just to come up and teach, but to actually look at your business problems with you and see how to solve the problem. We talked about Michael's business. So Michael does some very, very beautiful artwork. Please check his page. Michael, what's your page again, please? What's your handle? What's your ID handle? Type it for me in the chat. So check it if you want pencil art done for you. And let's say you're in the vicinity of Port Harcourt, then reach out to Michael. He does beautiful pencil work, and then he will be able to help you with that. And we'll also talk to his. Okay, so Michael's handle is Michael _Enechi. Michael _Enechi. That is, let me see if I can put it in here. Michael, right, _. Okay, yes, so that's Michael's handle. So you could check Michael out. He's got some beautiful paintings, and hopefully that does for you. Yeah, so Texas Place, you say, oh yes, it was helpful. I think most business owners don't really value the goals and aspirations of their staff. Yes, absolutely. We think they are tools for us to make money. So when you think your staff, you look at them as tools for you to make money. You're not going to value them. And if you don't value them, everyone wants validation, no matter how small. Everybody wants to feel important. Everybody wants to feel good about themselves, no matter the job they do. And because they work for you, doesn't make them any less of a person. Doesn't mean they cannot have aspirations. Doesn't mean they cannot have goals, really. And so we should value that. We should look out for them, and that way have discussions. Really, for me, it's just that I don't get as much time. I love to sit with my staff. I love to plan with them. It's not enough, for example, sometimes when you plan to, it's a problem. And I've gotten that feedback, right? I just have my beautiful plans and dump it on them. Sometimes they feel, oh, this plan cannot work. Okay, they're already working one plan, bringing another one now, right? So recently, when we had to sit and plan, I had to tell each person, take up the marker, go up to the board and tell us what you think. And we had some beautiful things come up. When we're done with that discussion, we all moved out, went to a beautiful place, sat together, had a meal, shared the meal together. It was good for team spirit, right? Because everybody felt that, okay, my thoughts and what I bring was useful to the business, really. So the things like that are things that really, really help. It's not just about the money. Pay well, absolutely, that is very important. But make the people that work for you feel important. Let them know that they are contributing to something useful. They are contributing to the business as well, and that they are important to the business as well. So I'm going to about drawing this to a close. It's meant to be a 1-hour session. I hope this has been absolutely useful to you. Later on today, we're going to publish the link for a beautiful, beautiful course in workshop. It's a simple workshop, really. Most of you don't have business plans on how to write business plans. So that's going to run for, it's a 90-minute workshop, and I'm giving it out at a 90% discount. It's going to cost just $5K. That's what you spend on shawarma and ice cream. So really, so spending it on shawarma and ice cream, please use it to better your business. Okay. So that'll be all from me. Michael, any last words just before I fly away?
Okay, sir. Just to thank you sincerely. I was so elated when I saw the post that there was going to be a class like this, and I'm really, really happy I got to join in. Also proud I'm the first person to come in. Okay, and just to say thank you, sir, sincerely. You've really done a good job. I just pray that we shall not pray. I'm looking up to putting it into effect, and I hope that many of us who are listening as well will be putting what you said into effect.
Michael,
okay,
go and sign up for the class now.
I am now.
You heard what I said?
You never put out the link yet now.
Oh, you want the link?
Okay, this
no problem.
We'll chat outside this.
No problem. I'll drop the link. The link will be up shortly. Okay. It just has one final bit that I need to include, and then it will be up shortly. Okay. Thanks for your time, Michael. Everyone on IG, thanks for being here. I'm hoping that I can do this more often, but let's see how it goes. Okay. So, Michael, thank you. I'll see you. Okay.